Well, today, March 4th, is known as Idaho Day, but why is that? Why is it March 4th? Well, we met former Idaho Attorney General and Lieutenant Governor Dave Leroy, who is also an expert on Abraham Lincoln studies. We spoke with Mr. Leroy at the Idaho State Archives to explain it all.
William Wallace, the former governor and territorial delegate of Washington Territory, had concluded that that mass of land all the way from the Pacific Ocean inland past the Rocky Mountains was too big an area to govern from Olympia, Washington. So beginning in the fall of 1862, he started to put together a package of legislation and supporters to split Washington Territory into an east and a west, the east becoming Idaho Territory. Lincoln himself attended the meeting in the fall of 1862, wherein the idea of an Idaho Territory was sponsored, and subsequently it was introduced in the Congress and lobbied all the way to the last night of the Congress on March the 3rd, 1863. Lincoln himself was among the lobbyists pushing the bill, and Lincoln himself was waiting in the Capitol building in the President's room just off the floor of the Senate to sign the bill should it pass. The Senate passed the bill late in the evening, but it was far back in the calendar, looking like it would not pass before midnight, when the Congress of the United States was due to expire and lose its authority. But just before midnight, the doorkeeper of the House mounted a ladder, approached the clock on the wall, and stopped the hands of the clock, allowing the Idaho bill eventually to get taken up that night and pass at approximately 40 or 50 minutes past midnight, with the name Idaho included. The bills needed to be engrossed and enrolled, that is, written out by the clerk, so that the members of the leadership of the House and the Senate could sign the bill, and there was a line for the President of the United States to sign. Lincoln himself waited in the Capitol building till almost 4 a.m. to sign the bill on March the 4th, 1863, creating Idaho Territory.
All right, so you might have noticed that the shape of Idaho didn't look too familiar in that map we showed you, because it originally included parts of what would later become Montana and Wyoming. It didn't get its current shape until 1868. Now, Mr. Leroy says that Idaho can make the claim that, more than any other state, we are related to Abraham Lincoln. But did you know he never actually made it to Idaho during his lifetime? Never made it this far west. The furthest west we're aware of Mr. Lincoln's travels, the state of Iowa, almost Idaho, but a few letters away.